Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Dr. Psych Mom Show. Please subscribe to my podcast. It is only $5.99 a month, and then you get access to all of the episodes, including bonus content. And you go to the head of the list when somebody has a question, when you have a question that you want me to answer, whether it's in a blog post or a podcast. I decide, not you. But anyhow, today I have a reader question, a listener question. He's both, from a man who, he's trying to make things better with his wife, and he doesn't understand why she's really not happy about it. So just let me read the specifics of this situation. Here's a good question for you. Love this confidence. What do you do when your partner feels threatened when you try to better yourself? Specifics. So just let me give you my stream of consciousness. I thought he was going to say something about like working out or, changing his diet, maybe going back to school, something like that. But no. Let's see what he means. Specifics. I know I'm not the best lover when it comes to the bedroom. She's too nice to say it, but I know things could be better. I have been researching different ways to improve this area, and I found some sexual mastery courses. In the interest of transparency, I mentioned this to her on a couple of occasions to gauge her reaction and have a conversation around it. Both times ended up in a quick change of subject, so I decided to pull the trigger and do it for me. Fast forward a few days and she sees the charge on the credit card statement and immediately goes into interrogation mode. Obviously, there is something there that she's not sharing with me, but is there anything I should be doing? Or do I keep driving the self-improvement train full steam ahead? Thanks. Well, listener, self-improvement is kind of a funny way to describe this. And I think that is really at the root of your wife's anxiety, suspicion, and ambivalence about this. So I don't really know what your sexual mastery course entails, nor, to be honest, do I know why you need it if you are a loyal listener and follower, because I give the men all the tips they need. But let's say that you decide that you need this to be a better lover. I got so much to explore with this. First of all, you say that you could be a better lover, but she says you're fine. Then you interpret it as that she's being nice. How do you know? Maybe she thinks you're good. Maybe she doesn't really care that much about sex at all, and so she doesn't kind of know what is good or not good, and she thinks that it's fine how it is. Maybe she actually prefers that you might listen to her or have like a discussion. I know you're going to tell me you've tried to do that, but maybe there's just maybe one specific thing she doesn't like, and she doesn't need like a whole bunch of other sexual mastery techniques to get her going. It just seems like she's really not a part of this. And if you're a married guy, you're not supposed to be doing anything sexual for you. You're supposed to be doing it for the couple. So if she's not on board, then you're not taking this sexual mastery course. So that's what I deeply feel. She does not know what a sexual mastery course is. I don't think she wants to know. In a worst case scenario, she could think that this is hot porn star women basically having sex with men on screen so that the men can show you how to do that. And she's not cool with that. As nobody would be, pretty much. Well, not nobody. There's some women that would like to watch with their husbands. That does not seem to have been on offer either. You're going to tell me she would never do that? But if she would never do that, then who are you trying to be with? That's basically what she's thinking. She doesn't like this sexual mastery idea. She doesn't like you watching people have sex on TV or whatever, you're on the internet or whatever this involves. I don't particularly think that this sounds like something most women would like to hear their husband was doing. There are books on this. Whatever happened to Google? How much are you paying for this thing? Who is teaching this? It's like, if this is about her, it's not being done in a way that is fulfilling to her. Your sexual mastery needs to be about your specific partner within a monogamous long-term relationship. So she's already said that she's uncomfortable, and whenever you try to broach the topic, she says she's fine. So let's do it in an analogy for you that maybe would be easier to understand. So you sound like a guy who's down for a good time, you're open-minded, which is why you're taking your sexual mastery course. but even you are going to have some hard stops. So let's say that your wife really liked the idea of MMF threesomes and two guys and her, and you're really not feeling it. And let's make it even better. Let's say that she likes the idea of, just being totally with another guy while you watch. You may say, cool, I'm down. But there's people, you can put whatever is your hard stop. Maybe it's her using a strap-on on you. Maybe it is her getting gangbanged. Whatever is your hard stop. So let's say she tries to broach that, I really want to get better at gangbangs. I really think that would be good for me. It would be very empowering, and it would be really help with my self-actualization in the arena of sex. And you're like, no, and I don't like that idea at all. And she's like, well, this is really something I have to do for me. So I am going to take a course on how to get gangbanged. And so it's going to be on the credit card. It's actually recurring monthly. So every month I'm going to learn a little bit more about how to get screwed by a bunch of men all at once. You see my point here. You're going to be like, what? What do you want? I'm your husband. I'm telling you I don't want that. What are you learning how to do something that I don't want? And does this mean that you don't want me? Because I'm telling you I'm fine as it is. And so she does not, whatever you're going to be learning there, you don't even say that it's about the couple. You say it's about your self-improvement. Unless you are thinking that you're going to leave her, which is, of course, what she's thinking. Why does this man want to self-improve if I'm telling him I'm fine? Who is he becoming a better lover for if I'm saying I'm cool with it as it is? Right? This is very destabilizing, and it leads to a lot of insecurity. So I really do not blame her for interrogating you, because sexual self-improvement is only about the self when you do not have a committed partner. So we need to be figuring out more like what you and your wife can be doing together to improve your sex life. So you could read books. Maybe you can Google some stuff. I don't know about an entire sexual mastery course that she feels uncomfortable with. If I were you, since you've already paid, I would say, listen, I understand that I may not have gone about that in a sensitive way. You do always tell me that sex is good. Maybe this is my issue. I have insecurities in other areas, and maybe this is one of them. I'm sure you have insecurities in other areas if you're insecure in this area. People aren't just insecure in one area, by the way. So you would say to her, so will you do me a favor? I'm ready to cancel the thing. I think I went about it ham-handedly. It's not really, I didn't mean to make you feel suspicious. And if you were researching in depth something that I said was not a problem for me in bed, I would wonder why too. So, how about this? You sit down with me and we watch the thing together. If it makes you uncomfortable, if it's basically, Skinamax, then I will stop taking my course. If it's some dude with a PowerPoint about how a woman's vagina works, and you're cool with me watching it, then I will, with or without you. And I think that would be a much better way to approach it. You're owning your own insecurity and the fact that you just really blew past her opposition. You try to bring this up and say that you're not good in bed, and she says you are. So I don't know what you're not telling me. It's probably one of the following. Either you come too quick, so you're figuring out how not to prematurely ejaculate, where you don't need a whole sexual mastery course. You need the book, The Multi-Orgasmic Man, so go buy that. Or you're thinking, and this is the one that worries her, that there is this whole other sexual level of fulfillment that your wife has if you just unlock her. And if you just unlock that level, like in a video game, then you're going to be having transcendental sex. You know how terrifying, frankly terrifying that is for the majority of women in a long-term relationship? They're trying their best to, get it going for you on a regular basis with some level of enthusiasm, despite Remember, refer back, women have zero spontaneous desire, all responsive desire. So she's trying, and then she's thinking you're going to be trying all this weird shit. She's going to have to manage your ego and your emotions. She's going to have to tell you what a good job you're doing. She's going to have to worry that you were just watching this on a screen with a hotter, younger woman who is able to have 3 orgasms in a row because of this wonderful technique that you've just discovered. This is so much pressure. It's so much pressure. So I say that your wife is really quite normal in finding this to be a lot of pressure. And you are normal in this fantasy that there is this other incredible sexual realm of your wife that you're going to unlock. But let me tell you, there's probably not some super transcendental other realm. You may learn how to do a few things better, but you could learn that without watching people do it. And if you say that it is the guy with the PowerPoint, all right, then watch it with your wife. Really ask her to do it, and also tell her that you don't have to take the course if she's uncomfortable with it in the way that I tell you. But let me now delve into this fantasy that you're not alone in having, that men think that if they just learn the magic, pattern of foreplay or intercourse or whatever, then they are going to unleash the inner porn star in their wives. Listen, this is probably not true. You can always learn to be better. I tell you many things that could help you. Increased foreplay, increased massage beforehand, allowing the woman to warm up gradually, understanding the order of operations for some of these things such that you're not touching the woman's genitals before she's ready, to being more dominant. I could link you to a lot of stuff I've written about this. I am, again, personally offended that you would think that you need a sexual mastery course after reading my blog. No, I'm kidding. But, for real, though. It's interesting that, if I think about it, right, you're reading my blog, you're listening to my podcast, you're Googling shit frantically on the internet, and you're taking this course. It's a lot of time thinking about sex. It really is. And it is going to freak your wife out. She's just like a normal woman I picture with a kind of low sex drive. She's trying to tell you that it's good. And that's it. That is how it is in her mind. The more pressure you put on this area of your relationship, the worse it'll get. So back to the fantasy. Yes, you can learn to do some more things. But what are you going to get? You're going to get your wife to have an orgasm maybe 10 minutes sooner, or to have 2. She's not going to look at you and be like, oh my God, you've changed my life. Now I want to, become this sexual goddess. Let's sell the children and just stay in bed for days on end, pleasing each other endlessly. If your wife had that capacity, I'm picturing she's in her 30s or 40s, right? If she had that capacity, she would have shown it to you at some other point. By the way, this idea that a man can unlock a woman's sexual potential, this is a fantasy both genders share equally stupidly, equally wrong. Because only a woman can really understand her own self. When women wait and lay back and wait for a man's sexual prowess to wash over her like a wave and transform her, that shit doesn't work. The woman needs to be in it to win it, and she needs to value and prioritize sex herself. Now, your wife, she's paired with you. She's no fool. She knows this is your obsession. If she wanted to start researching how your sex life could be better, she would have done it a long time ago. So she is probably somebody who will never be obsessed with sex in the same way as you are. A, she doesn't have testosterone like you. B, this is not an area of profound insecurity and need for self-actualization like it is for you, which should be explored, by the way. Yeah, you're a man, you have a higher sex drive, you like sex, but the amount that you're researching this shit, needs to be explored as to what you think this is going to transform for you. You got some self-esteem issues here that I think you are thinking there's going to be this fantasy way that increased sexual prowess is going to fix and solve your internal insecurities, and it's not magic like that. You may learn how to do some fluttering shit with your fingers, and you're still going to have your insecurities. So it's not going to be as transformative as you want. But women need to be invested in their own sex lives themselves. They cannot wait for a man's sexual prowess to just transform anything for them. It doesn't work like that. And when men think that it works like that, it doesn't work like that. You know, there is no world in which your wife is going to completely change her attitude about sex because you have learned a couple of new techniques. You know, at the very least, she can... At the least, she's just going to be irritated with you for continuing to perseverate on this now, including spending money on a course. But at most, you are going to have a few better encounters. But I don't think that that's worth all the pressure that this puts on her, nor the continuation of what seems to be kind of an obsession about being the best possible lover, which is definitely going to be a turnoff to her. So, hopefully this gave you a little bit of a different frame to understand this. Now, I am in no way saying that a man or a woman cannot learn to be better in bed. But what I'm saying is take a look at how much of the time of your day you're thinking about this and how much you are Googling and researching and thinking and paying, to think that something that this is going to be the transformative miracle that makes you feel more empowered and that makes your whole marriage better. It usually doesn't work like that. It's like almost trying too hard, and it's going to be a turn off to her for all the reasons that I have mentioned. So I hope that this is useful to you as a little bit of a different viewpoint that may be what your wife wishes that she could articulate, but she can't because maybe she's shy, maybe she doesn't want to hurt your feelings or whatever. So I hope this was useful. I hope it was useful for everybody who listened, because a lot of men struggle again with this fantasy of becoming the perfect lover and all that will entail, and their wives hate it in equal measure to their enthusiasm is the enthusiasm that their wives have for hating this because of the pressure, because of the obsession, because of how they are going to have to then potentially manage this man's feelings when he is trying all these things. So it is really interesting for both sides of this equation to listen to this information and to see what it can maybe make you think and realize about your own dynamics around sex with your partner. Thanks for listening, guys. Please subscribe. Please like me on Facebook, follow me, and all of that. And I will talk to everybody soon.